Hello, my name is Mikayla Stewart, and today I will be giving a speech on women in the Army. First off, I'm sure many of you have heard the phrase, "she can't do it because she's a girl." I'm here today to tell you and inform you that women have and always will play a role in the United States Army, and will do it with pride while wearing the U.S. Army patch on their uniform. Through this speech, I will demonstrate how women in the Army have advanced through their jobs and can perform combat duties in order to protect our nation. In order to do this, I must give you a brief background on the history of how women first joined the military. There has always been a big controversy of women joining the Army, but in 1941, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, War Department officials began to realize that women would be a great asset in order to win the war. They made a compromise by creating WAAC, which stands for Women's Army Auxiliary Corps. Even after the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps was in effect, many people still had doubts about women in combat, but most of the level-headed people saw that WAAC was beneficial to our nation because the women would be vital help and aspect to the war. The women who served were so vital that even the enemy from Hitler's party praised our nation for bringing in women. Because of this success, women were then eligible to join the military on active duty status and receive the same benefits. In these pictures shown, you can see some of the first women enlisted into the Army. The top left shows a picture of women swearing into the Army, while the bottom left picture shows a group of women who were getting immunization shots before going overseas for war. The picture on the right shows a female soldier repairing a rifle. Now that you have an understanding of how women enlisted, I will briefly explain some of the physical standards that women must have and currently have as a female soldier. These standards of physical fitness are based on 3 exercises, which are the push-up, the sit-up, and the 2-mile run. Please direct your attention to the slides as I explain some of the similarities and differences between males and females ages 17 to 21. As you can see, the left side shows the male standards, while the right side shows the female standards. Because the physical makeup of a male and female bodies are different, the Army has scaled the women's standards in order to correctly measure their physical fitness. For example, males must complete 42 push-ups as a minimum standard, while females must complete 19 push-ups. The difference between these show that males already have a strong upper body than females. In contrast to push-ups, both males and females have the same standards for sit-ups, which shows that females can't be targeted as weaker than males. A list of complete standards for different age groups can be found at goarmy.com. While physical fitness may show the difference between males and females, the true difference is the makeup of females. Females are the ones that experience psychological effects every month due to menstruation. The pictures in the slides show more emphasis that the physical makeup of a woman does not depend on how well they can perform in combat. Females in the military have babies or may even have a girly appearance, but their appearance and roles as a woman may or may not affect their job as soldiers. In an article called Mothers in Combat Boots, the author states the military does not separate mothers from women in general because they all fall under the same category of women in service. This quote shows that women will perform their duties as soldiers while keeping their roles as a loving mother or even family member. Last but not least, women in the Army have proven that they are able to perform combat duties. According to sources, more combat jobs will open to women as early as 2016. These jobs will not be mandatory for women, but instead will allow females who want a combat position to be able to compete for it. The women who chose to do this will be held up to a standard that will ensure that the United States Army is able to fulfill its duties. As you can see in this slide, women are physically able to perform these combat duties. The top right is a picture of me on a walkthrough in a mission called an ambush. The bottom right picture shows a female second lieutenant performing first aid during Ranger Challenge. As you can see, women have advanced so far into the Army and have been able to perform and open more combat jobs in order to protect our nation. Having women in the Army is not only a huge asset, but helps bring an overall group cohesion with other soldiers. Female soldiers are able to provide as much input as male soldiers are, and they're able to perform some of the same combat duties as males. Through this speech, I hope you have learned that females in the Army are able to perform these combat duties, and the next time you hear the phrase, "she can't do it because she's a girl," remember that she can.